Hi, I'm Nick. I want to take a moment today to honor the victims of the Challenger space shuttle crash 40 years ago today. I just want to read you their names and perhaps a few tidbits about it. I'm a big fan of space and NASA, so I figured this was a good thing to do. So the commander was Francis R. Dick Scobie, and he was an Air Force lieutenant colonel, and he was a veteran of a previous mission on the ship. Michael J. Smith was the pilot. He was a Navy captain and he was a decorated combat pilot, and he was also making his first space flight. Judith A. Resnick was a mission specialist. She was an electrical engineer, and she was the second American woman in space. Ronald E. McNair was a mission specialist. He was a physicist, and he also was a good jazz saxophonist, believe it or not. And Ellison Onizuka was a mission specialist, an Air Force lieutenant colonel, and was also the first Asian American in space. Gregory B. Jarvis was a payload specialist and was an engineer from Hughes Aircraft who had worked on satellite design previously. And last but not least was actually a teacher. A lot of people forget this. Krista McCullough was a social studies teacher, and she's from New Hampshire, and she was supposed to film these lessons about space, and actually NASA did a tribute to her, Krista's Lost Lessons, 2018. And so obviously that made the tragedy even more impactful for students watching. They used to wheel the TVs in, and this was just a really horrible event. Let me see, notes here. Shortly after the disaster, the families of the crew came together to found the Challenger Center for Space Science Education. This is a positive story. Rather than focusing solely on a memorial, they wanted the crew's mission to grow over time. And so they wanted to do that by inspiring students, and they've actually inspired or worked with, through STEM, 6 million students today. So that's pretty impressive in 40 years. And you know, this was also at the height of the Cold War, right before the Cold War was ending. And so this was a big international story that is starting to get lost in time. But I'd like to take a minute today just to pay my respects to these people, because they paved the way for science and technology and a lot of other good things to move forward in this country and beyond. So thanks so much.